the world's first electronic computer.
In 1 second, the computer can perform more than 1 million arithmetical operations.
Advanced microprocessors like the 286 or the 386.
Potential Y2K computer crashes top the list.
And we are calling it iPhone.
It's part of a popular movement in the technology industry. It's called cloud computing.
And you'll see why 1984 won't be like 1984.
Hello, and welcome to Magnetic, the History of Computing. This is Episode 1, the Introduction. A couple of things we'll cover in this first episode is who I am and what I'm doing with this podcast. I thought it would be a good idea to tell you what I have to do with computing and technology before I take you on this huge road trip through the entire history of computing. First of all, my name's Nikki. I'm a cybersecurity professional by trade, and I've been in IT since 1995, starting with the U.S. Navy fresh out of high school. In the 24 years I've been in IT, I've literally done everything. I've fixed countless PCs, administered large networks, engineered Microsoft Windows domains. I've been at the front lines of cyber attacks, architected data loss prevention systems, and through it all have project managed either half-time or full-time since 1999, with a little teaching along the way. I've worked at Gateway Computer, remember them? I've spent a long time with Marathon Oil and now Marathon Petroleum, and have been with other companies like Caterpillar, but those first two mean the most to me as far as employers go. As a side note, I didn't always see myself in computing. As a matter of fact, I never had this on my radar at all. When I grew up in Gulf Breeze, Florida, that's outside of Pensacola if you've never heard of it, all I wanted to do was be a doctor or archaeologist. I was a huge fan of the 1983 movie War Games, but never put it into my own personal life as a goal to do what Matthew Broderick did. When I was 18, I joined the Navy, which offered a good, stable job with great benefits, and they put me in a position as a storekeeper. That meant inventory and basic accounting, which was fine, I guess. I stumbled into IT when my base needed someone who could move computers, and I instantly fell in love. My boss, Lieutenant Burns, was able to get me transferred into the information technology department, and I never looked back. Sometimes life leads us in different directions than we thought we'd take. So why am I doing this podcast? Well, there's always been a fascinating story to those systems I worked on or administered. They didn't just appear in one day. They came from thousands of inventions, patents, whims, and mistakes over the last couple of thousand years. There have been controversies, tragedies, and great triumphs to get us to where we are today with computing. These things fascinate me, and it's the whole reason why I want to take you on this journey with me. I'll take you to the beginning, starting with, yes, the abacus. We'll go from there, in 2700 BC, through some advances that you may think are questionable, but have everything to do with computing. The loom, the census, TVs, semiconductors, the fourth state of matter, plasma, and of course the cloud. We'll talk about people like Charles Babbage, Hedy Lamarr, Paul Allen, and a bunch of hippies in California who did their own part to change computing. We've got a lot to talk about, and I've mapped it out in about 18 episodes so far, but I have a feeling we'll go a little bit beyond that. I'm looking forward to this next year or so together with you while we take this journey. If you have anything related to computing that you want me to talk about, email me at magnetichoc@yahoo.com, and I'll try to include it in this podcast. Thanks for tuning in. We'll see you on the next leg of the journey.